So my partner called me the other day talking about something. Yeah, see, Hulk Hogan passed. Hulk Hogan. You know we grew up watching wrestling, bro. What's your thoughts? You gotta talk about that in your video. Guys, I don't got no fucking thoughts on Hulk Hogan. None whatsoever. I don't have no thoughts. Nothing. I don't have nothing. My mama, what our mama saying, grandmas, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I'm not about to, I don't have no thoughts on him. I never really grew up a Hulk Hogan wrestling fan. As a wrestling fan, he wasn't my favorite wrestler. So, obviously the man had those racist comments around the time I think his daughter Brooke Hogan was dating a black man. I don't have no thoughts on him, bro, whatsoever. It's probably, I feel, his family, that's another debt they got to deal with. I wish they the best with his funeral and stuff. But once you start with the racist comments and shit like that, I lose respect for you. I lose all type of respect. Man, everybody know when it come to wrestling, bro, that is a racist little community for the most part. A lot of black wrestlers, they don't really get pushed like that, I remember one year, I think Booker T, like in 2002, he had a skit with it was a promo with Triple H and it was just weird, guys. But a lot of those guys don't really get pushed because they're not, to the average fan of wrestling, and that they don't really appeal to them. You know what I'm saying? So, but Booker T, what they got, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, and all of those guys, they all legends, you know what I'm saying? But we kind of know how that go. Even Mark Henry, I think Mark Henry talked about that, about the racism inside wrestling and shit like that. So I kind of, I'm not surprised with this Hulk Hogan shit, but I think they said that he died the same day that he had the racist comments 10 years ago. Isn't that crazy? That is sick. That is sick, guys, but obviously I know how much of a superstar he was in the 80s, in the 90s, transitioning to the 90s with the NWO and all of that shit, that's when wrestling was at its peak in the 90s, WCW and all of that, and him leading the charge. And wrestling was so fun, man, in the late 90s, in the 2000s, Y'all probably gonna be like, damn, Sid, this your favorite wrestler? Yes, my favorite wrestler growing up was Chris Benoit, the Rabbit Wolverine. Sad how he went out with that situation with his family, man. I still think about that to this day. The day that I found that out, that was the last day I started watching wrestling. I was so invested with Chris Benoit, because he wasn't the most entertaining as like crowd, like talking like The Rock and Chris Jericho and who else? Stone Cold. But Chris Benoit, what he did in that ring, legendary, man. And it sucks, but to piggyback to my point with Hulk Hogan, I don't know, man. Like I said, everything got an expiration date. I don't really have much to say about it, but that's all I got, guys, really, for you.